Well, Chuck Cameron here, OCTV. The program is A View from the Top. We're going to interview a number of different leaders in our communities over the months to find out what's new and give you the latest information. So stay tuned for A View from the Top. Good day, Chuck Cameron here with Police Chief Mike Solwold. Mike, thanks for taking time to talk to us today.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. This is The View from the Top. So we're going to get a little bit of information from leaders every month to find out what's going on in their part of our world. So, Mike, what messages do you have for the community? What do they need to know about that the department is up to this month?
Well, this month, we prioritize on traffic safety. I mean, we have so many cars up and down M24 on a daily basis. I mean, the last study that we did probably 10 years ago, and I know it's higher than that now, was on average 40,000 vehicles per day come through town a day, per day. Between I-75 and I-69, you have quite a bit of traffic, and it is a big business thoroughfare. So M24 is usually a big concern for us in keeping people safe, and most of our accidents happen on M24 south of the light at Burdick down to Oxford Marketplace Plaza.
Yep. So if that's the case, do you put more staff on during the peak rush times?
We do, and it's hard because it's like a parking lot at M24, especially after 3 up until about 6, and then everybody's trying to get home. Everybody's busy. Everybody wants to, they've got to take their kids here and there. They've got 2 or 3 different jobs, whatever the reason may be. So everybody's trying to get there, and everybody's trying to get there not necessarily the most direct route. So if I can't go this way, I'm going to cut through this way. I'm going to go this way, and then we get the complaints from either businesses or residents. Hey, they're cutting through my sub. They're running stop signs. They're speeding. Or they're cutting through my business, and I don't think a lot of folks know that you actually are not allowed to cut through a business to avoid a traffic control device. So if you're sitting at a light and you're like, I can get around this, I'm going to cut through Genesis. No, you can't do that. That's actually, you can get a ticket for that. So, and the businesses don't like that because their customers are walking through the lot and they don't want to streamline traffic coming through. So we're just trying to keep everybody safe and keep everybody moving in the right direction. So
I think you might want to consider that you should be careful how you drive around town. I think you've all taught us that it's wise to be careful how you drive around town. You certainly have taught me that.
Well, certainly, and eyes forward to the main thing. Everybody on their cell phones too. Even though we have the law now that you're not allowed to talk on your phone as you're driving, you still see tons of people doing it because everybody's so busy. Everybody's trying to do too many things at one time. We're so accessible anymore. I wonder what we did back in the day if we didn't have phones at our accessibility right next to us. So. Everybody just needs to just slow down and take a breath and leave a little early, and in the long run it's safer for you and it's safer for everybody else on the road. And
we need to be safe. Are there many accidents in town?
There's not many, but there's more than what I don't like to see. So I think our guys doing the traffic enforcement that they do is helping as well. I know rumor is that, hey, gosh, we got to go around the village. Are we in the village because they write tickets in the village? Well, that's not exactly what we want to do, but it is part of the job. And if you are, breaking a traffic law, then, we're going to have a chat. Yeah. And, depending on your record and how things are going, you may get a reduction or you may get a warning. But the point is we're the police and we have to enforce traffic laws or criminal laws.
What do you see, if anything, as 2025 comes along? Do you expect that there will be different priorities or issues or situations that your department will have to handle?
No, I've seen a steady stream of just the normal traffic concerns that we have, and I think it's getting worse by the year because we're seeing our population grow, whether it be residential or businesses. So when you have that happen, you're going to have more people and more cars that you're going to have to deal with. So. Excuse me, I look at the stats, and when I'm looking at where the accidents are happening, where we have most of our concern, and the certain time frames that we're having them, I say, hey guys, listen, okay, after doing my research on our traffic matters, looks like we need to be on Burdick between 3 and 6, or we need to be on in Oxford Lakes between 6 and 9, because people cut through Oxford Lakes to get over to Lakeville Road. And I know those folks don't like that, but it is a public road, and you can go through there. It's legal. We just want you to go slow and stop at the stop signs and and be safe. So we're trying to protect our residents, our children, and our pedestrians, and things like that. So
you're kind of encouraging us to actually obey the laws that are out there.
obey the law is a simple thing, yes. And I know we all get ourselves into a little bit of a tiffy as far as, trying to get somewhere, you get behind and you're a little late. But yeah, just like I said before, just leave a little early, or maybe reduce your responsibilities. I don't know, but I know I've got to do that myself. Yeah, that's what it's all about, is just being safe. And when you're driving a big piece of metal like that, it's hard to stop or slow that thing down before it's too late. So, and then on top of not only breaking the law, but you got to live with that after it's done. And that would be tough for me to, if I know that I hit somebody or caused injury to somebody, I would struggle with that. So, and I would think, okay, gosh, what could I have done to avoid that? Or man, boy, I really could have done this instead of that, and this would have really been a better outcome. So maybe if we all take a step back and say, gosh, I really don't want to put myself in that situation or somebody else.
So if we act responsibly and obey the laws, then we don't have to second guess for the rest of our life. If only I had done X better.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure talking with you. Our police officers are a huge part of our organization and our town, and we just appreciate so much what you and your team do. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate our residents and the people that do come through town. We're open for business. We want everybody to be safe about it. Come to Oxford, enjoy yourself, and know that if there's any problems, questions, or concerns, you can come see me about it, and we'll get it figured out.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care.
That's Chuck Cameron. This is a view from the top. Stay tuned. I'm sitting here in the offices with Joe Madore. Joe, thank you for taking time to talk. I appreciate that very much.
Oh, you're welcome very much.
Okay. So your job is the care and feeding of this amazing village. Tell us what items are on your plate. What does the community need to know that you folks are dealing with right now that are important things for you?
I would say currently in this week and in the last few weeks, we've had the water main project on Park Street. We're replacing the old water mains as part of the new state lead and copper rules. We've done Hudson and Denison a couple years ago. Now we're doing a section on Park Street. We're just waiting for the final testing of the new water main to make sure everything's done. The first test is passed. We should hear about the other one today. Once the tests are done, we'll complete the connections from the new water main into the homes. There's about 20 or so homes on Park Street. That's between Mechanic and Pontiac. Okay. So we'll get that wrapped up hopefully soon, get the paving done here in the next few weeks, and wrap that one up for the year, put that one to bed. Next year, we are potentially looking at the same project on Moyer Street. We have put in for a grant through the state of Michigan through MDOT. If we're successful in getting that, we'll do that project next year. If not, we'll have to wait another year to do a water project.
Okay. Now, does the state decide or the county decide, or is this a local decision that we're gonna get these lead lines out? Who is the driver and who gets the joy of paying for all that?
Well, the state created the LCRs, the lead and copper rules. I think it was 2018. They mandated that you replace anything that has a lead connection, or the catch-all one is or previously connected to lead. So many of our properties around the new water main areas in the 90s was put in, and all the lead pieces are gone. There was always a small piece of lead that connected the service line to the main. Even though that might have been gone for 20 some years and it's gone, we still have to then replace everything all the way into the home. And of course, the ratepayers are the ones to pay for it. We can't pay for it through a special assessment. We can't charge the individual property owners with it. It's got to be paid for the water service ratepayers. Okay. The state has mandated that we get it done, and so we are doing it, just going through the system and doing it.
Street by street by street.
Street by street.
Okay. What else do the folks need to know? What's on your plate for the rest of, say, this year?
Again, planning for the next year's deal. We have a project we just released, just approved, Westbrook, from Glasgow Street over to by Burdick Street Equipment, that Mill Street intersection.
right.
We're going to get that done. We have a pre-construction meeting tomorrow, which is Tuesday the 24th. And hopefully in a few weeks, we'll have some work going out there to replace the north lane. The westbound lane is really bad. It holds a lot of water along the curbs and it causes problems in the winter time. There's a larger project we're looking at to do that several years down the road, but right now we're going to do a project to replace a lot of the bad areas and replace a little bit of curbing along there, and that'll be done yet this season.
Is that one of those things where these machines come and dig up the asphalt that's there?
Yes.
And then lay down new flat?
Yeah, there was a couple sections where it's so bad, we're going to go full depth right down to the aggregate below because it's so bad below. But in the other areas, it'll be a partial.
It's an interesting ride there.
Yes, it is. And there is a small section near the old Hampton Block property on the south side, the eastbound lane, that we will have to veer over and do a little bit. It just didn't make any sense to pass it. It was so bad. But for the most part, the eastbound lane is okay. Most of the work is in the westbound lane. And the work will also include the repairs of the drain structure in the surrounding area in the church parking lot at the northwest corner
Sure.
of Mill, which is a public parking lot when it's not church use.
That's practical. I noticed that the public uses that church, so therefore the village can help pay for the parking, paving.
That's correct, yeah. So the north lot on the north side of the church is part of that agreement that was put in place, I believe in 97 or 99. And it spells out the maintenance agreements and stuff like that, and the drainage parts are our responsibility, so it just made sense to keep that out in the back burner. I thought about maybe trying to do it when the work was being done at our parking lot that we did this year, but it made more sense to slip it in with the East Brick. They're going to be right in the area. And so that's going to be part of that project coming here in October as well.
The parking lot behind this building looks really good now. That's a tremendous improvement.
Yeah, and that's something we've been looking at. I think it was 2019 we first started looking at it, getting some ideas of the cost. We thought about breaking it up into phases because of the affordability of us, the village and the funds. But as it came around a little bit and, we were getting a little better financially than we thought, and it made more sense. We saved a lot of money by doing it in one project. And it makes for a better project in the long run too. Sure. And then we're not having to do half of it this year and half of it the next year. But yeah, it came out really well. Hutch Paving did the work. They did a great job. It's draining well. It's going to be so much better this winter. You're not going to have all these potholes filled with water that freeze to ice.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Elections are coming up. Anything that we need to know, our folks need to know about what's going on with the elections?
Well, we had two terms for council members that were up this year. Lori Bourgeau, and who's been on for a full term, and Jacob Nicosia, who was appointed to replace Ashley Ross, who had to vacate because her work just wasn't going to enable her to stay on council. Jacob Nicosia has signed up and he's going to run, but Lori Bourgeau had chosen months ago that she was not going to. And because it's such a high-paying job of about $400 a year, the people aren't beating down the doors to do so. There is nobody signed up for the second position, so there will be a write-in candidate on the ballot come November, we hope.
We hope, all right.
If not, then the council would have to make another appointment. But we hope somebody puts their name in and runs and actually steps up and wants to do it.
Got it. I know that there are a lot of people who care a lot about the village. This might be a good time to step up and say, I care so much that I'm willing to actually do something.
Yeah, and that's it. One of our council members has mentioned before, well, basically they're volunteers. I mean, it's less than $10 a week, and they have to get involved and they have to spend time with the budget meetings and budget workshops and really getting to know. Some of them will work on committees, whether it's NODA or the Pollyant Trail Committee or things like that. So they really have to do a lot for the nominal amount the village pays for them.
So basically, it's a volunteer folks who really care about the area.
That's correct. Yeah, it's yep. For those who really, and some have the time and the ability to do it. Ashley Ross was great, but her new job just was going to take her out, and she was going to miss several meetings throughout the year. So she didn't think it was right to stay on council, so she stepped aside, and we put Jacob Nicosia on, who's doing great.
Got it. A question for me: how long have you had this role, and is it something that you'd like to continue to do? I know that you do well.
Yeah, it was actually December of 17, so it'll be 7 years this December that I started here. Time flies.
Yes, sir.
You look back and wow, it seems like I just got here and it's been 7 years. So, no, I plan to continue here. A lot of times in this profession, the city managers and village managers and stuff, they'll hop around a lot. I think a normal tenure is like 3 or 4 years or something, but I have no plans to go anywhere. They're happy with me. I'm happy to stay, and I enjoy it.
Well, you do a lot of good in town, and it's good to see your leadership show up. So thank you very much for all the good stuff you do.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And we've had multiple different council members come and go, but I think what we have, and we've always had, a good council, and they approach things open-mindedly, and if they disagree with respect with each other. It might be a 2-3 vote on something, and they just go on to the next item. It's not the end of the world.
Head bashing.
Right.
I had the privilege of interviewing Kelsey Cook here recently, and she mentioned that same thing, that even though there are differences of opinion, which comes with being human, I think.
Yes.
There can be differences of opinion without it being divisive. It's in the end, a solid connection with people.
Yeah, I think so. And then, the example of 2021, when they were doing the marijuana recreational ordinance, a lot of back and forth, a lot of input, a lot of intake from the public, some of the public even outside of the village. And council really weighed that a lot before they went forward with it. But once the vote was done, everyone just moved forward.
All right. Well, we're going to move forward here too. We thank you so much for taking a few minutes. We'll see you next month, and we hope that the rest of the month is a good one for you. So thanks again, Joe.
Thank you, and I hope our project's done by this time next month.
I hope so. We'll get an update. So Chuck Cameron with Joe, thank you very much. Stay tuned.
Thanks.
Thanks for staying tuned. I appreciate that. We're sitting here with Kelly Westbrook in your office. Very cool office, by the way, Kelly.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we had to redo a lot of it, and we're excited for Nick Hotman to be in town and paint this mural on our wall.
Dandy mural. Seems like I've seen that style out and about in our town, eh?
Yeah, Nick has done quite a few murals for us around town now, so it's great that he was an Oxford grad and we can pull him back in here.
Indeed. All right. So, a couple of questions for you. What's up on your plate right now? What are you planning, looking forward to? What should the folks out there know?
Yeah, so Scarecrow Fest is coming up on Sunday, and Scarecrow Fest has grown to be one of our largest events of the year. And we have everything from the 5K kicking off at 10 a.m. to a Taylor Swift character lookalike coming to make friendship bracelets with the kids this year.
That'll sell.
Yeah, for sure. A petting zoo. And then we're actually really excited to have the community theater coming in this year to do shows all day long and really engage with the community.
So you can't get actually Taylor herself, but you have somebody who sort of works with her theme.
Right. So Taylor was unavailable that day, unfortunately. But yeah, so this one was actually somebody that Kimberly found, and she apparently looks a lot like her, and she's very excited to make some friendship bracelets with our kiddos.
Excellent. Right. So what's for the rest of the year? It's starting to feel like it might be autumn.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the year up?
Yeah, so we have a lot going on throughout the rest of the year. We're bringing the Polar Express back, which was very popular last year with the kids. And we have our winter market this year with Santa, but probably the one that everybody's anticipating is Soup and Sweets Roll. It's always a sold out event for us. We sold 1,300 tickets last year. We're going to bump it to 1,600 this year to give more people the opportunity.
Excellent. Like what's going on in the park across the way there with the wall and the truck and the autumn theme.
Yeah, thanks. So that truck was very popular last year as a photo op for families. And I actually met a photographer over the weekend that's going to set up some mini photo sessions for families that want to come out and have mini photos in the Washington Square. So we
How
love
would
that.
how would families know about that?
Yeah, so Facebook for us is the way to get as much information out as we can. So Facebook's a great place to follow us and keep up to date week to week. But we also put it on our website, Instagram, and then we post in the paper as well.
It's the best you can do.
Yep, exactly. We try to let everybody know what's happening in the community.
Now, just say somebody is living under a rock. They still have telephones. They could call the office here and find out stuff.
Yes, yep. So we have our cell phone, our regular phone, office phone, but they can also email us, and the website link, it emails right to us, so they can always reach us.
Excellent. All right. 2025 is coming, I heard. Anything interesting going on next year that folks should know about in advance, kind of like coming attractions?
Yeah, so one thing that we're really working on, and this is more of the government side for us, but it's our ARPA funding that we just received. So we were just awarded $134,000 in ARPA funding, and the DDA is going to match that with $200,000 of our budget over the next 2 years. Some of the projects that we're looking to do are crosswalks on East and West Burdick Street, and then more placemaking behind the building. So we found that that's where 90% of our folks go is in the back of the buildings. So we're really looking forward to enhancing that and making it more of a place where people can sit and stay and hang out.
Yeah, since that's so used, it might as well be attractive.
Absolutely. I think it's so important.
All right. Well, we sure appreciate all the great stuff you folks do, you and your team, your exhaustive, huge team.
Yes,
Yep,
yes.
right.
1.5.
1.5, right? We thank you, and maybe we'll see you next month. All right?
Sounds great. Thanks so
All right.
much.
Chuck and Kelly saying, stay tuned. Have a great day.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Well, I'm sitting here in Amy Desotell's office. This looks a lot like the Chamber of Commerce office, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, it's crazy. Amy, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk with us today.
You're welcome. Glad you're here.
It's a good place to be.
It is.
We wanted to start out, this is a view from the top, so 5 minutes with the leaders of our communities, maybe once a month or so, to figure out what's up, what's going on. So from your side of the world, from the Chamber of Commerce's office, first of all, what are the latest activities? What's coming that the folks in our community should know about that the Chamber of Commerce is about?
Well, we have our local business expo coming up October 15th, and that's at Boulder Point. And that's a great way for our chamber members and any local business to highlight their what they have to offer to maybe an audience that normally wouldn't know about them. It's from 3 to 6, and we've got close to 40 vendors right now, and we still have a little time, so you can still register, and it's free to the public. And there'll be a big banner, or what do you call that, up on M24, the billboard.
Sure.
To let people know about it. So we hope people come out to that.
So if somebody were to come, we've been a number of times, so it's a joy for us to see the various folks in town. But if someone were from the community to see the flyer, see the banner and come in, what would they see?
Basically, it is, we welcome them with a expo bag with different marketing material in it. And then the entire 3 ballrooms are full of our vendors, and each has a table, and they're there promoting what their business is about. There might be samples, there might be things that they're selling, there might be coupons they're giving away. There's all different ways to promote them, but we're doing Canine Stray this year. So they're going to have some dogs there, so you can come out if you want to adopt, and we hope you do. And Goodwill is going to also be doing a clothing drive.
Excellent.
So if you have not a lot of clothes, but a bag of clothes that you'd like to donate, please come out. And they're going to have a raffle and different things. We have some giveaways like that we do during the expo. We have a 50-50 raffle. You can even get a cocktail if you want to walk around with. So there's all kinds of different things that'll be happening.
So the Business Expo, October 15.
3 to 6, Boulder Point.
Excellent.
McLaren is our title sponsor on that.
Excellent. We see the McLaren building is looking pretty good.
It is.
The old one is sort of coming down. Is that about right?
Yes, and they're getting ready to, they'll be doing the parking lot for that, but the emergency room is open, the physicians are open, and we're looking to have a Coffee Connect there beginning in November for our chamber members, and that's November 5th from 8 to 9 a.m. to promote the new building.
And is McLaren a part of the Chamber of Commerce?
Yes, they are. They've been a member for a long time.
Excellent. Now, what would a business, for the folks who may not know this, what would a business benefit from to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce? Why would a business want to be part of this neat organization?
The Chamber is here to promote our members and to market what they have. And by becoming a Chamber member, an annual basic fee is $250, professionals $450, and executive is $900. But a basic membership, we have a newsletter that goes out to 2,000 people approximately a month. I mean, yes, every time it goes out to a couple thousand people. We have a Facebook page that goes out to thousands that we promote them on. We can do a ribbon cutting for them. We work with the Oxford Leader and OCTV to help promote them. So for that little annual fee, they get so much coverage for their business. We can have a Coffee Connect there. Some of them we can have mixers at. There's different things, all kinds of different things that we do to help promote them. Their marketing material goes into the welcome bags to the new homeowners. We have a directory that we do every year, and we have them on our website. And if you're a chamber member, it gives people confidence in you as a business, and they'll look on our website for a business they may be interested in.
Now, so you mentioned the welcome bag for new homeowners. How would a new homeowner learn about that welcome bag, and what's the connection there?
The welcome bags are at the village and at the township. Once you buy your home, you're going to homestead your home most likely. And when you do your paperwork for that, that's when they say, here's your welcome bag and all the materials in there for them to learn about the businesses in the community they just moved to.
Well, it sounds like a really good way to have people know what's going on and have businesses promote their services to each other.
Absolutely. We have a lot of different networking events for the businesses. To even, just because you have a business in Oxford doesn't mean that you know about the other businesses. So it's a great way for them to connect and maybe work together on different things. For instance, we have our mix and mingle at Stag Leap Farm Bed and Breakfast tomorrow night from 4 to 6, and they're working with Homegrown to do some beer offerings, and they're going to have food from them. So they'll work together. We at the Chamber connect these businesses so that they can better their business.
Help each other, help each other.
Yes.
It could be a good motto. You can have that. I won't copyright that. Well, Amy, thank you so much for taking time. We appreciate all you and your team do to promote this town and these area.
I got one more thing I want to talk about real quick. December 7th is our Christmas parade at 1 o'clock, and please come out or you can make a float, you can walk, marching unit, but we would love to have you be part of the Christmas parade. And then the Chamber is also lighting the bridge again this year. Excellent. So across M24.
And the date again?
That hasn't been quite. I don't know. I think it's the first. I think it's the Monday before Thanksgiving that we're going to light it.
It's
So
one of those
after
days.
January, yes.
All right, okay.
So we're getting there.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you so much. It's appreciated. Always, it's delightful to talk with you again.
Nice to talk to you.
So for Amy, this is Chuck Cameron saying you have a great day. Well, we hope you enjoyed A View from the Top. Until next time, Chuck Cameron, OCTV saying we hope you have a great day.